Well, look at all of these. Truly awesome, huh? Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Make Your Mind. This is my third Subnautica sculpture compilation. And man, it took me a minute to figure out how to fit all these on here. I actually had a lot more than I realized. So I figured a compilation video was definitely due. So, why don't we start off with the biggins, shall we? First one here in the back, I have my sculpture of the ice worm. This is the version that I had sticking out of the ice. And only because I couldn't fit it on the screen. Here's the full-size version that I did, and I could not fit this with everything else in the camera. So here is the full version of the ice worm that I made. So I'll probably end up making a thumbnail that looks like that. But there's the full-size ice worm that I made with the feet underneath. I had to take the feet off because they kept falling off. But there's the head of the ice worm with all the details and all the scales going down. But if you want to check out the full video of the ice worm, click the link right up here. You see that up there where my thumb's pointing, right on the top right? That will take you to the full video where I talk about this ice worm sculpture and all of the different aspects of it. So moving on from the ice worm, we're going to stick with below zero, and I remember doing the Twisty Bridges video not too long ago, and that included creatures like the Arctic Peeper. That was one of them. The other one was this one here, which was the Brine Wing, the creature that actually spits basically below freezing salt water out of its mouth and can freeze its prey and its targets. I also have the Symbiote, which is essentially the below zero version of the Biter. Yeah, there we go. That's the right side up. It's kind of tough. Sometimes these creatures can be the same shape or the same size one way or the other. So there's the Symbiote. This is a little predator. And, and then the last one of the Twisty Bridges, the Penguin. Now, I will be doing a video of the Penguin and the baby Snowstalker, so stay tuned for that. But here's the Penguin, because you got the Penguin, which is the full size, and then you have the Penguin, which is the baby. So with that, those are those. Let's go ahead and put you down there. Let's get on with another fun one right back here. This was the sand shark from the first game. I had to put this little piece underneath of it so it would stand up. Look at all those teeth. It has so many teeth. There's all those eyes and everything and the little feet. Little wrinkles underneath there. And then I got the little spine on top. This thing is so crazy. It's like a rabid dog coming at you like that. It's so cool. So that's the sand shark. Put you to the back. Now this one I'm going to talk about here. This one was by far the most frustrating of all of the sculptures that I made, and it's gonna frustrate me right now as I pick it up. And that is this right here, the below zero lily paddler. There's so many little parts to the sculpture. See, it's already falling apart on me. I got the wings with the individual little circles on them. So there's the lily paddler. This is the creature that actually hypnotizes you and puts you in a spin and causes your screen to go crazy. But that's the lily paddler. And then this is from below zero. But then the regular game version is this right here, the Mesmer. The Mesmer actually hypnotizes you and actually causes your PDA to go crazy. But if you want to see that video, click this link right here to go check out that. And that's those two. So let me go ahead and put you down. And I'm going to put you off to the side so that I can get with the rest of these. There we go. All right, now we're getting into the fun stuff here. Come on, camera, focus. There we go. Now the next one that I have is actually going to be in 3 parts. The first one is going to be the prehistoric version, which is this right here. Ooh, some of the teeth came off. Hold on a second. Let me get that. All right. All right, and this is the Twisteel. This is actually the first creature that I did from the De-Extinction mod. This is actually a almost Leviathan size predator. It's pretty close, but it's the ancient version, believe it or not, of the Stalker. And I know that you already saw the other two Stalkers, and I'll be getting to those next, but this is basically the Leviathan version of the Stalker from the De-Extinction mod, which you can get off of Nexus Mods. I'll leave a link to that website down in the description below if you want to make an account, and if you have the game Subnautica, you can get the mod yourself. It's totally free. And trust me, it's worth it. I've been playing it. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. All right, Twisteel, you're going to go over here. Now, the next on the Stalker list is the OG, the original Stalker that I made. It's got the deep purple with the stripes and those green eyes and the teeth. And let me flip his bill back up. There we go. So this is the creature that actually collects metal salvage and brings it back to its nest. It also can attack the player, and it also leaves its teeth, which can be used to craft enamel glass. It's a pretty interesting fact there. And so that is the original Stalker from the first game. And now, the latest version, the Snow Stalker. Gotta say, I am rather proud of this one. This one was a lot of fun to make. So this is the Stalker that you actually see on the land, and a little spoiler here, but to get the cold suit in below zero, you actually have to build the spy pengling, which is like a little spy robot with a camera and a little grabber arm. And you walk up to a Snow Stalker and you actually have to grab some of its fur. You actually pick its fur, and Snow Stalker fur is necessary to create the cold suit. So make sure you build that spy pengling when you get the game. That's a little tip for you, but this is the Snow Stalker, basically the polar bear of below zero. It's got these blue sort of bioluminescence there. It's got the blue bioluminescence on the end of its tail there, the spines that actually face opposite to the other Stalker. Look at that. They actually face the completely opposite direction, which I find kind of cool. But that is the Snow Stalker. Yeah, look at that. That's so cool. Actually, I'm gonna keep you up front. I really, really like that one. And then, let's see here. Oh, the next one is actually, this is a sculpture that I actually made for the YouTuber Aki. He actually paid a bunch of artists on Fiverr to actually make Leviathan designs, and then this was my design. I called it the Hunter Leviathan. It's essentially a version of the squid shark that's much bigger. And it actually has, let me get that in, it has the same shocking organs as the squid shark. It has jets coming off of the back like there. Yeah, this clay, it kind of cracks a little bit. You just got to work with it. And it has the same sort of jaw that comes out, but it's a little bit more specialized. It has these grabbers on the front. Ooh, flip that around like so. I've had most of these sitting on my table, so I like looking at them. They're so cool. And the one thing I do like about this sculpt is this. Look at that. The eyes face perfectly forward. Just imagine a T-Rex skull, but basically upside down. And this thing, that's what it actually uses to pinpoint and then capture its targets. And then I made this little sea moth as a sort of scale, so that when the sea moth gets captured, it actually looks like that. Which I think is pretty awesome. I love the Hunter Leviathan, man. That thing looks cool. But I'm going to put you over here. All right, now we're getting into some more of the fun stuff. Here is this one, which you more likely saw. This is a video that came out more recently. This was the Gulper Leviathan, the largest creature of the De-Extinction mod. This thing is huge. This thing is about the same size as a Reaper. And it has these little bioluminescent dots. I kind of did a reverse color scheme for this one, just because that was the clay that I had at the time. And it has these spines off the back, and it has this huge maw, this huge mouth that can literally eat a Twisteel in one bite. And it would give a Reaper a run for its money, and it will attack the sea moth and crush it very easily. So that is the Gulper Leviathan. So let me put you off to the side right there. All right, and then here is another creature down here. This one was a strange one. This is a concept made by Alex Reese that was the Crested Reaper. This was meant to be a Reaper Leviathan sort of alternate version that was meant to be for Arctic, the Arctic environment of below zero. It had the same mandibles, but they were forward and kind of curved. It had this crest with these dots right here, and it would actually use that crest to ram up against the ice and knock creatures into the water and then hunt them. And then it would be about the same size as an orca. So it'd be right around like 30 some odd feet long. It'd be a little smaller than a typical Reaper, but certainly would be awesome to see. But alas, this creature was cut from the game and replaced with... Now, I made the regular version, but for this sculpture, I have the void version of the Chelicerae. Let me bend the mandibles back up a little bit. There we go. This is the creature that you see in the void in below zero. And this thing is huge. It's much bigger than the standard Chelicerae. Of course, it has the sort of chunks taken out of it with the sort of purple. And it also has this little purple ends on the tail, which look really, really cool. But it has these sort of markings down the side with the blue fins. The blue translucent part of the fins that go in between. And those eyes. Lifeless eyes indeed. This thing looks like a zombified version, but here is the other side, which is not symmetrical. It actually has a bigger chunk off that side and more scratches with the purple on the inside that I put. So there is the Void Chelicerae Leviathan. Definitely one of my absolute favorite sculptures that I've done. I love this one. Let me go ahead and put you back down. You can go right there, big buddy. And let's see. I'm going to move the Snowstalker back a little bit. And then, oh, I guess the one that's kind of prominent and obvious, of course, this right here. The infamous Ghost Leviathan. Look at the face. Oh, sorry, this is wax clay. You gotta work with it. Let me get it right in front of the camera. There we go. So there's the ghost. There's the eyes. I got all the eyes sitting right on the front. It's got that huge maw with this. It almost looks like a spike of sorts that kind of comes out of the front like that. And then it has the three fins that go down, and then as it swims through the Lost River, the Grand Reef, and the Adult in the Void, it swims along. As you can see, I used some jewelry wire to help hold this whole thing together. It also has these spots. Now, the whole creature is actually translucent. You can see right through it, but it has this sort of blue glow, and it has these little fins down here on the bottom next to the tail. So I got all the spots right there. So this is the Ghost Leviathan, which I'm going to stick right back over there. Got the tail wrapped around the back right there. And then let's see here. Oh, these. This was a concept that I actually presented to the mod team at Space Cat Creations. This was a beacon, basically a tag gun, like a harpoon gun. So it's battery powered, and it has a winding mechanism with a little indicator here to say when it's fully charged. And it would shoot a harpoon that has a modified beacon. Oh, the trigger just came off. Hold on a second. Like I said, this is wax clay. It's not perfect, but it does the job. There we go. So there was the first one. This was a sort of handheld gun that I had made, like a handheld little tag rifle, that if you needed to, for instance, if you needed to track a Ghost Leviathan, you could shoot it, and it would put a beacon on the creature's location, and you would be able to know exactly where it is at all times. So that way you could navigate around it. So that was the first one I did, and then I came up with an even better version, which is this, which is the actual Harpoon Rifle. So it has the harpoon that hits right here. This is the indicator. It actually shows what it looks like, and it also has this handle, which is a reel, so that when you fire it at a shoal of fish or a school of fish, it will spear one or two or even multiple of them, and then you can reel them in, just like you would a real spear gun. But the only difference is that it has a battery which goes into the front, and then it has the electric winding mechanism. And then as a fun thing, I put a little screen with a little like a little targeter indicator right there, very Altera style. And then it also has a flashlight on the front, so that when you're swimming along, you're basically holding it like this, and then you have the flashlight in the front so that you can see whatever's in front, and then you aim it, and just like that. So I thought it was a really cool idea. So that was the Harpoon Rifle that I made. And then, oh boy, only got 2 left now. Let's see here. The big one, this was another one that I actually had for the modders of Space Cat Creations. They may use this, they may not, I'm not sure, but this gave them an idea. This is my concept for the egg to be used for the Gargantuan Leviathan. They did the final color scheme, so I made some alterations and made a bigger version with better colors and some more details, and I did the feelers with the sort of blue up here. So imagine this thing. This egg would be probably about 12, maybe 10 feet tall. You would swim up to it, and you could then put a beacon next to it to tell you where it is, and then the next time you swim to it, if it hatches, if you happen to find the infant ghost Leviathan, if you feed it a certain fish, then it would become your companion, and it would actually swim with you, and it would actually even defend you from predators. So I thought that was an idea that I presented to the mod team, and will they take it? I'm not sure, but it certainly is a cool concept for sure. Yeah, look at that, it's so cool. The egg sort of spirals around just like the long body of the Gargantuan. And then it has the 6 sort of tentacles that are meant to be, this is meant to be the base where it sits down and these kind of anchor to the floor. So that was the Gargantuan Leviathan egg concept. And then last but not least, spoilers by the way, but you've already seen up to this point, so too bad. This is the storage medium. Let me take you off your pedestal right here. This is the body of the architect Al-An that I made. If you want to see the full video of me making it, you can click on the link right over here. If you click that, then you can see the entire thing, but I did the iridescence with the green and the black, as you can see, and the pink and the blue that I used. Here, let me move that back. There we go. Because when he talks, his whole body sort of glows, and then there's his head. I put a little top right here, but I added the green just because it would look sort of like the ion technology that the architects actually have, and it has 4 legs and this sort of paddle-like tail, which just looks so cool. And then on top of that, let me go ahead and put you right here. Al-An also comes with 6 floating arms, each one with its own specific task. So you got this sort of crusher arm, you have this arm here with 3 fingers, and then you have this arm which has this sort of almost grabber in a way. That's one of the sets of arms. And then the other set of arms, let me put those back over there. The other set of arms were kind of the same thing, but you have this, which is like a gravity gun. And when Al-An picks you up, he actually picks you up with this arm, and you sort of float midair, and he kind of scans you over and then puts you down, and then goes about his business. You got this arm here, which has the other half to the 3 fingers, and I got the same sort of green with the ion technology like that. So let me go ahead and put those back over here. There we go, you go there, and then the last arm was actually this that had very fine claws that would actually be used to grab, it could be used to grab things like this right here. This is the Ion Cube, which is one of the most potent sources of energy in the entire game, in both regular Subnautica and below zero. It's an architect design. So essentially these cubes would have the same power as a nuclear detonation, essentially. So you can make ion batteries for all of your tools and your vehicles, ion power cells, and they'll last for a very long time. And with that, that was Al-An. So let me go ahead and put you back. And let's go ahead and put some of these sculptures back in frame, shall we? So we'll put Crested Reaper, you go right there. Let's see here, Big Gulper, I'm going to put you under here, like so. And then next is the regular Stalker. You're going to go there. And then I'll have all the little fish here. I got the Arctic Peeper, Brine Wing, the Penguin, which will go right up there, and the Symbiote, which will go there. And let's see, what are the other ones I've got? Oh, yes, of course. Let me put these in the middle. Then I have the Twisteel, of course. That's going to go right here. And where else do we have? Oh, I got the Sand Shark. Let me put him back over there. Snow Stalker, you can stay right there. You're staying in the front. Got the Ice Worm back there that I talked about. And let me put here. All right, Lily Paddler, don't get on my nerves, okay? Don't get on my nerves. You're going to go right there. And you know what? Just to see if I can fit it in the frame. Oh, it has so many little parts. I got to be so careful. The big ice worm. So that is my third Subnautica compilation. My sculpture compilation. Let me give it a little bit of a curve right there. Man, look at that. That's so cool. And I will leave a link in the description below to the playlist so you guys can see all of these individual videos. And I have even more of these sculptures coming. I have the Bone Shark, I have the Rock Puncher, I also have another big one coming, the Reefback Leviathan. And I guess the one sculpture that I just, of course, how could I forget? The one sculpture that I completely, well, I can't actually fit it, per se. I can't fit it, per se, into the camera here, but I can take the camera off and I can go ahead and show it off. So here's the last one. For anyone who's watched up to this point, here's your little treat. Let me take it off my camera mount, and let me sweep over here, and boom. There's the full-size Gargantuan Leviathan in all of its glory. Look at how long. If you want to see the original video, or the final part of the 3-part series I did, click the link right up here. I made this in 3 parts, and this sculpture is the largest one I have still done to this date. However, I still have to update it with the final model. But this sculpture is 2.2 pounds, it's 57 inches long, and with this sculpture to scale, the scale of this compared to the actual creature, it's 1 to 1,650th scale, so look at that thing, it's so huge. I've had it sitting here. This is my pride and joy so far on the channel. The big Gargantuan Leviathan. Truly epic, that thing. Such an awesome design. But with that, thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me go back over to here. Let me get all these in a shot. There we go. All right. So there you have it. That's the latest of my Subnautica compilation videos. And if you like these videos, don't forget to leave a like down below. And remember to subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss the next compilation video. Like I said, I have more of these Subnautica sculptures coming. I have more sculptures in the horror. I'm doing SCP, and I'm also doing Little Nightmares. I also have dinosaurs from the Isle and some creatures from Fallout, from the Fallout series. And I got many more in the works. So thank you all for supporting me and supporting my work. If you would like to, I actually have a donation page, my PayPal ME, so go check out that link below. And with that, thank you all so much for watching this channel. And I will see you on the next sculpture compilation.